Heya People, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. Last time we spent most of the day with these two right here, Lillian, Hanako, and a little bit of it with Kenji, and we also had a little bit of time with Emmy. And, well, Emmy was in the video before, but the day we spent with quite a lot of people. And right now we're just bidding them farewell, so. The two both give polite nods before setting off to the women's dorms, just next to the guys. As is to be expected of such an arrangement, there's a staff member casually patrolling around outside to prevent any nighttime shenanigans. So I would certainly never, ever get up to those, I promise. No, I don't. Walking past him, I quickly stretch my arms and rub my neck, quite sore after having worked on the floor for so long before walking to my room. It feels good to actually have direction, though. After so long in the hospital, the everyday facts of studying, homework, and teachers seem almost a blessing. I guess if things continue like this, my time at Yamaku might turn out okay. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head. I can hear him. Exercise. Get real, punk. Exercise. Get real, punk. I set my alarm clock to wake me up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise, and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. Emmy's alright. And my morning alarm goes off again. Ooh, what a night. I had some strange dreams there. Something about a nuclear war, something about Tezuka, Commander Tezuka, and fire, the Rin, and I think the sides were the land of Shizunia, and I believe the other one was Lilistan. Anyways, I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. I really don't want to die, and sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. Nearly anything, I think. I mean, I'm even managing Kenji at this point. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? I get here pretty early.
Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again.
Why is that?
Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try.
She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought.
Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning.
A shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought.
So, come on then.
What?
You're here to run again, right?
Well, yes.
So come on.
I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Oh, my poor heart. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find enviable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know that I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Take it easy or go for it. You wanted to keep going, so we gotta go for it. Although that might set us on the Emmy route, but we gotta go for it. That's just what Hisao would do, right? What am I doing here? Am I really just gonna fold and let Emmy pull ahead again? No. I speed up. I will show you who the fastest man alive is. Not who the fastest woman is, though. That would be a title to go to somebody else. Like maybe the person passing me multiple times. Second lap's done quickly, and without even considering it, I keep going. Emmy looks back over her shoulder at me and grins.
Still going?
want you to think I'm out of shape. Oh god. Emmy laughs without breaking her stride, no less. And speeds up even more. Well, if this is the way we're going to play things, I increase my own pace again. I can feel my lungs burning and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams in my muscles, but I close my ears to them. I can't let myself fall behind, because that would be a loss. The rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when we started playing a game. I'd answer it, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking at present. She's so fast! She is so furious! How the hell did you... It's like a string pulling at my chest, a choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I can think of anything else, and oh shit! The track disappears from under my feet. I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, and the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Emmy whirls around and her eyes widen. Hisao! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. She's there in half a second. What's wrong? Nothing, just... Oh, keep your breathing steady, Hisao. Calm down, don't panic. Oh, panic. Do you need me to get the nurse? I close my eyes, shutting out the outside. Whoa, darkness and red. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Soon it's gone like nothing happened. It was nothing. No, something happened there. Oh, there's the bad music. I opened my eyes again and glanced at a very worried Emmy. Maybe we shouldn't have gone for it for his poor little heart there, but I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird to myself, oddly even and matter of fact. It makes Emmy frown. Oh, what was his voice? I think I'm fine!
I don't think you are.
She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself.
Right, you're coming with me. Alright, mister, you gotta see the nurse.
Emmy grabs my arm, drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse to shoulder Emmy off as for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed about my own weakness. I'd really rather not have Emmy concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd really rather not have anybody concerned about my condition, though at this point, it seems to be too late for that as well. Yikes. I'd like to be able to deal with this whole thing on my own, without being a bother to anyone else. But have I told you that it's too late for me? Well, I'm wishing for things. I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Hell, I'd rather not... Whoa, wait, it's too late. Already here. Nurse! And he crashes into the office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least.
Good morning, sunshine. What's up?
Sunshine? Oh, that's kind of weird. Anyway, he calmly sips from his coffee mug, but lays it down after following Emmy's gaze to me looming in the doorway.
Hisao, what brings you here? Was it my advice?
Whoa, Emmy, even I couldn't read that. There we go.
We were running, and he stumbled over and started grabbing his chest, and I thought I could come and get you and make him wait there, but he said it was okay, but then I thought you should go scare him anyway.
Easy there, Emmy, calm down.
Hisao, what happened?
I don't know. We were running, and then my chest started hurting like the time before, but it went away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. Nurse frowns as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron.
I didn't mean quite this when I suggested to get some exercise. You gotta be more careful, Hisao.
I was being careful. I just... Come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. You just what?
That is,
yeah. Ooh. I have pride too, you know. I was racing Emmy.
Emmy? Is this true? Well...
Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it out aloud and really nods. The nurse sighs and rubs at his forehead with one hand tiredly.
She could have said, no, we weren't racing, we're just out there on the track, and I think he might have been trying to catch up to me.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Emmy, you've got to be more sensitive to the limits of others.
I don't know if he told you, but Hisao has a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? We were just running, and Emmy started pulling weight, so I sped up to catch up to her. The nurse stares at the ceiling, muttering a prayer for patience to some god or another and looks back down at the both of us. So you're both stupid. That's a comfort, I guess. Now, come on, Hisao. I've got to make sure your heart's not gonna explode or something. I dutifully follow and obey him to the adjacent room where we ascertain that I am, in fact, not going to keel over and die. So, how does it feel? I don't know, nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. You should stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I am not going to object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. Huh. Did we maybe miss a flag because we just did this? Like, those lost hours prevented us from doing something with somebody else? Wow, I did not expect that to be the result of that running. I thought we were just gonna like get tired and then go back to regular. And it would allow us to do more with Emmy. Okay. A thoroughly miserable Emmy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. I couldn't hear what he said though, with the door closed, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. Look, I'm really, really sorry. I should have been more careful. Hey, you didn't know, it's not your fault. She looks awfully down and sorry, and my reassurances don't do anything much to cheer her up. I want to make it up to you. Again with a decisive nod. So you have to come to lunch with me. I was gonna go to this room with tea. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, sorry there. I didn't realize I could make the text go back with that button. I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really, really good. I start with a you don't have to, but then I shut up and just nod at her when I see her face. It's the puppy face. She got me again. Good! We meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know. Rin will be there too, maybe. I see. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you, would you? Of course not. Great, see you there. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. I swallow with difficulty and then try to lie as still as I can, which in this state is not a very hard thing to do. The nurse is shuffling around the other side of the curtains he drew to give me privacy. I can see its shadow shifting about in the sunlight. He has opened the window of his office. It's windy outside. Clean white curtains flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion, like waves. Light sifts through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. Oh. Close my eyes. The breeze on my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. I listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shut out the sound of the nurse tapping away on his computer and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Bump, bump. Bump, bump. Damn it, not even a week and I end up like this again. I really screwed up this time. No, you didn't. That's out. It is my fault, I'm sorry. I confess my sins once more. I made the choice, because I wanted to try and beat Emmy. I knew it probably wasn't going to happen, but I was like, I want to do it. Should have known better than to play the half-baked sports star in front of a real one. Why did I try to act brave like that heart flutter was no big deal, even when it was obvious that it was? It was just a reflex to push it away, to keep it inside. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want Emmy to see it. Ah, stupid, baka, 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 baka. To be more careful, or I will end up in the hospital again, or worse. ... That's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. I fell asleep. For how long? What time is it? I'm feeling a little lightheaded and I keep blinking compulsively. Pushing the curtains aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the canvas feels nothing like the wind did before. The nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was before. How are you feeling? I can't really tell, so I don't answer anything. I'm feeling kind of groggy from falling asleep. It's such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. What time is it? Me croaking the question to gain some orientation. The nurse looking at his wristwatch before answering. Things seem to happen in slow motion. 10:15. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. too tired.
You didn't answer my question, Hisao.
Oh, fine.
Climb down from the bed then, and let's see how you're doing. Don't.
Oh, I would try to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. The nurse moves to support me by an arm's size.
Stand up too quickly is what I was going to say. Just sit there, I'll check your pressure to make sure.
The good intentions sure lasted for a long time. I shut up, embarrassed with myself, but the nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple of minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor happy. Nor unhappy.
You're alright. It stopped spinning?
Yeah, I think.
Good, and how are the contents doing?
You didn't show up a very good judgment out there, so I swallow the retort that I was going to make, you know. He's talking about the contents of my head. He's thinking, you know, I'm still dumb, but he's right. It's what I was thinking myself, but hearing it stated by somebody else makes me want to protest. What he's saying is not pleasant to hear. It doesn't make him any less right. No, sir. He nods, still looking as neutral as he was before. It would be easy to be angry at him if he said, "Told you so," or something, but he doesn't. I can try and help to keep your health, but ultimately the last call lies with you. Hopefully this little episode will be something that'll remind you of that, Hisao. Here, a note for you, teacher, to avoid an interrogation. I take the slip of paper he's offering and then make my leave, as I can't think of anything else to say, nor even really want to. Stay out of the trouble, you hear me? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but next time could be different. I hear you. There's some way to get to the school building straight from the auxiliary building, but I'm not trained to find out and possibly get lost, so I go from the exit that I know works. Nothing like comfort. I stop at the stairs of the auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my books and stuff or going straight away to the class. The sun stings my eyes, so I head to the dorms. Kenji? Or not. The halls are quiet as courtyard was, naturally so since everyone is class. What? You, Hisao, you with your sleeping made me tired, apparently. Let me restate that. The halls are quiet as a courtyard was, naturally so since everyone is in class. Actually, I think I might have said that right. I'll just blame the wording of it. I knock lightly at the door of the 3-3 and push open the door when Mato finally calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. 15 pairs of eyes turn to me. Good morning, Nakai. Mato seemed to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if I interrupted his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lectures his classes tend to be, that might be the case. I pass him the note the nurse gave me. Mato takes it with a nod and reads it quickly. He lifts his eyebrows and gives me a kind of stern look, but doesn't really say anything, just nods solemnly again. I shrug and he gestures at me to run along, so I naturally do. The class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. Let me take a sip of water. I am feeling it speaking. Alright, sorry about that. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overtly attentive. The first days I was pretty high-strung in class. Mato finishes his lecture about electricity early, but continues without a pause about the festival. So, as you know, the festival is on the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be a successful one this year. Have a good time, but also, come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds.
Games and fried food!
Everyone burst out in laughter. Ha 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 ha! And so do I. Ha ha ha. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I meant was, the remainder of his sentence is buried beneath the ring of the school lunch bells, and everyone starts packing the things. Mato deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. Wow, lots of people. It's crowded in the hallway, or it's crowded as hallways in the school will probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down toward the cafeteria. Normally I join the floor to grab a lunch myself, but today is different. Today I've been invited to lunch on the roof. An odd location, but that's where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter from the storm and to leave the classroom door. Eventually, the torrent subsides and I step tentatively out in the hallway, only to be met by Emmy, who comes flouncing down. Flouncing? Flouncing? Is that a word? It's a cool word if it is one. Anyways, flouncing down the hallway like a cannonball.
Hey, hi Hisao, great timing. I have a super extra lunch today as promised. Let's go upstairs.
The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but I am sorry about that sound. I have literally no idea what in my throat decided that was a good thing to do. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. It's like in my animes. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Rin, probably. Ooh, we're on the rooftop. How nice. It's even fenced off. That's good. Emmy shoves the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Oh, who could that be? Who's that Pokemon? Is it a bazooka? No! Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing imposingly in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Nah. Eek! Strange girl. Hello.
Yikes, you scared me.
That Pokemon is Rin! Wait, isn't she? Rin! Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me.
You two know each other?
I look confusedly at Emmy. She's a friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze toward the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off.
I invited Hisao for lunch. If you know him, that's just better.
Oh, does this mean I don't get food, or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch?
Neither. I have food for 3.
Nice thinking. Nice thinking. This is why we're friends. Food. Food. Give me the food already. They walk to the other end of the roof while I stay at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else here but us. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few run-down benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. Small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. Now, I would love if my high school had let me go out on my rooftop. Like, we had one. I'd never been on it. Some people had gone there, but nobody really eats lunch there. It was cool though. We could eat lunch nearly anywhere else. So it was fine. It's whatever. Not that it mattered. I was that one guy. No, I wasn't that one guy sitting alone. I was in this club where we basically played a word game. Kind of like Scrabble, but more fun. It's called Quiddler, if any of you have ever played it. Anyways, the small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peek through the chain-link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards a convenience store nearby. Somewhere a watchdog barks as passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town feel strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of a big metropolis seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depended on it, or to get their senses overloaded by the neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Maybe he's a senior. I didn't remember that. Finding out about my illness, having to move away from home, all came so suddenly. I haven't had time to think about how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadow of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. Ah, Hisao, ever the poet. Keep on being you. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, the smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Amy settles on a bench with Rin in tow and produces 1 big and 2 small lunchboxes from her bag.
Come on, Hisao, what are you waiting for?
She's beckoning me to join them, making room on the already small bench. Whoa. Okay, getting closer. I seat myself on the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all 3 of us fit on it. That transition was cool. It's kind of like him sitting down and, I guess, rotating himself to fit on the bench. Sort of. It gave a sense of motion. Impressive view. Emmy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Rin and hands another lunchbox to me.
Here you go, lunch is promised.
Well made, no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Maybe I should go down your route.
Thanks, I make them myself when I can.
Conversation dies off as I set about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but be impressed at her dexterity. It's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? Will I ever stop saying that? When I do, then I probably have gotten used to these sights. I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? No, it just means that you're getting used to a place. Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? It's the latter, Hisao. I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her answers her. Oh, Emmy's just like,
alright, itaki.
Oh shit, I'm not saying it right. Itakimasu.
Time to eat.
I can't say it right now for some reason. And she's like, you seem pretty hungry, to put it lightly. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. Oh.
Yeah, my morning run always works up an appetite. Which is great because then I burn through lunch pretty quickly. Ha 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 ha.
You don't want to see my dinner.
Helps me keep my girlish figure.
What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? I very nearly choke on my lunch, try not to laugh. Oh, Rin.
It's a figure of speech.
Does your figure have to run in the mornings too? Do you always talk like this? I think she does. Talk like what? Ah, they're good friends. Talk like what? Like what? I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Rin seems content to let Emmy answer that question.
Someone in the housing department thought that we complement each other well, so we assigned rooms next to one another.
Complement each other?
Like shoes and a suit.
Huh? Emmy giggles in my confusion.
Put us together, we've got all our limbs, get it?
Oh,
So I started helping Rin get together ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every day and not get along.
I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems fairly obvious. Really? Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you've got no arms. So putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what, I'm just gonna stop talking now. That'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage manner. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. She's like,
lunch is done.
Burp!
Ah, that was good.
As she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch, Rin speaks up.
I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry.
With a flourish, she reaches into her bag and removes a trio of juice boxes. She tosses me one that appears to be cranberry juice, one to Rin that appears to be some sort of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for herself. Those all sound good right now. All I've got is water. I should sip some while they're having a drink. Rin dexterously stabs her straw through the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is, but this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think that either Emmy or Rin are the types of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure.
So, Hisao, how do you like it up here?
It's quite nice, actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch, too. Emmy grins 1,000 wet grin, pleased by my response, I suppose.
No problem. Feel free to eat with us next time, too, okay?
That's an entire route. I'll have to think about that one.
I want to make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here.
No lunch service? I don't know. Amy looks mock offended.
Oh, how could you? Trying to take advantage of my good nature?
The nerve of you. She giggles.
Well, if that's your answer, I guess Rin and I will just keep eating lunch all alone.
Well, you have each other, guys. I'm suddenly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen. This Emmy pals don't know. She's got me again. Kidding, I was just kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location, the company's okay, too. You know, to boot. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but she seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. I guess this makes us friends now. Wow, you have finally declared friendship, or at least acquaintanceship. The lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. But it also signals an end to the video. And if you like the video, leave a like. And if you want to see more of this sort of stuff or other stuff, feel free to subscribe to become a main character today. Otherwise, bye-bye for now.